Audi say it has all-road jeans on it. I didn't know they make all-road jeans. I wear Levi's. It's supposed to be sort of an urban crossover, urban compact crossover, correction, that's useful for everyday driving. Yeah, it's kind of the brief that Audi give us. What it really is kind of the size of an A3, but just crossover style. So it's slightly jacked up. It's got a bit more, I think it's about 15 centimeters. So it definitely looks higher. It feels higher from a cockpit point of view. It's just supposed to be more sort of mini compact SUV that fits in somewhere between the A3 and the Q3. Well, it looks quite edgy. It's got a lot of really sharp edges on it, which is nice. So it's got a single frame grille on the front with an octagonal design. It looks very kind of concept car-ish, which is just awesome. I love it. Absolutely love the design of this Q. And almost a bit out of the box for Audi. The rear of the car is supposed to look sporty with kind of a longer spoiler hanging over. It looks okay. I don't think it makes it look any more sporty than any other car, but it doesn't look like a dog's bum. It looks good. The side view of the Q2, though, is the most interesting. It's got quite a high window line, and then just below the window line, it's kind of got this indented section with two sharp edges running across it that then meet together in the front and the back. It's very different to anything I've ever seen on another car. Adds a really fascinating dynamic to it. The front is very much Audi A3. Audi say it can seat 5 people, 3 small ones at the back. It's a compact SUV, so it's not spacious. It's not Q7 size. The boot, because of the ground clearance and the spare wheel being jacked up, the boot has no depth to it at all. So it's kind of, imagine like an Audi A3 boot, just without any depth. So you lose a bit of space there. You can't get too much stuff in it, but it's an urban crossover. So you're going to be running around town. You're going to chuck some groceries in the back. You're not going on long road trips. You're not packing up. So as a run around for town, it's actually cool inside. What really makes the Q2 stand out from like any other urban crossover that I've driven is that it's still undeniably Audi in here. It's just like the quality of the materials, everything they have used in here is just the best. You got the Audi virtual cockpit, which makes your entire console here a screen, and that thing, you can have your nav, you can have a whole bunch of car information on it. It's really cool. That's a 12-inch screen. In addition to that, you have like a 9-inch screen over here that's non-retractable, and that screen runs all the sort of MMI stuff. So you can control the car, you can set the drive select. When you plug your phone in, it runs Apple CarPlay. So you can actually operate your entire phone without touching your phone from that screen while you have your nav and all your information on this screen. It is truly remarkable. It is fantastic. It's quite quiet inside, typical Audi. Smooth ride, good suspension. It's not an air suspension or anything fancy, so you do get a bit of road vibration, but gosh, I've driven a lot worse. It comes with an S-tronic gearboxes, so you are completely unaware of any kind of gear changes. This model has a 1.4 litre TFSI engine in it, producing 110 kilowatts. There are 2 other engine options. There is a smaller petrol, that is a 1 litre, produces 85 kilowatts, and there's a 2 litre diesel engine, which produces 105 kilowatts. It produces 350 newton meters of torque though, so that's the bog standard 2 litre diesel engine Volkswagen produce. It drives really well. It's comfortable. It's got sporty seats. Everything feels good. The ergonomics are great. It's a really comfortable car to drive, either in short distances or long distances. You also have Audi Drive Select, which gives you a couple of different modes. So there's a switch over here. When you toggle that switch, you have efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. Pretty standard setup for most Audis. The efficiency just turns the car on and off, reduces aircon, that kind of thing. Comfort makes it a little more comfy just in terms of climate and gear changes, and tries to make everything slick and smooth. And auto obviously tries to figure out what you're doing. That's always a dismal failure. Dynamic makes the car more sporty. By sporty in this car, at least, it does 2 things. It gives you a bit more punch in your acceleration, and it keeps the revs up longer. It doesn't change gear up as quickly as you would expect. So all in all, the Q2, it's a great little car. It really is. It looks fantastic. This one comes in like a really funky yellow color. This is the color I would buy this car in. It's got really sharp edges, fascinating design. It's a bit of a departure for Audi from what they're used to. Materials inside are fantastic. Space is okay. Drive is excellent. So to give you an idea of fuel consumption, over the last 905 kilometers and 23 hours of driving, I've averaged 6.8 liters per 100. 6.8. So it's okay. I mean, for a 1.4 liter, 110 kilowatt car that I've not driven the most gingerly all of the time, it's actually done remarkably well. I've had to put fuel in a few times. Well, the 1 liter manual will start at about 430 odd thousand rand. The 2 liter diesel will end at about 560 odd thousand rand. That's with the S-tronic gearbox. So this one, the 1.4 TFSI with the S-tronic gearbox, will cost you about 530,000 rand. Once you add all the extras, Audi no longer tell me what the extras cost. I suppose I could go and research it. But I estimate this car, as I'm driving it, is well over 600,000 rand. Would I buy one? If I wasn't terribly price sensitive, so in other words, if I could chuck 500 or 600k at a car like this, hell's bells, yes, I'd buy one.